unfortunate reality is that the NPA itself appears to have been manifestly captured. We saw completely politically motivated cases being bought and ultimately falling apart, amongst other people, Pravin Gordhan, Ivan Pillay, Anwar Dramat, Robert McBride, the list goes on and on and on. And a number of the people involved in those prosecutions are still in the institution. We have seen some attempt to deal with some serious allegations against certain prosecutors, but unfortunately, there hasn't been a huge amount of transparency from the NPA in that regard. And certainly from the media's point of view, in regards to my own reporting, some of the more serious allegations have actually emerged through investigative journalism, not through open disclosure from the NPA. And I think that that's a problematic issue, because if you are going to address capture within the broader sphere, you need to actually address it within your own institution. And I do understand that the NPAs, like SARS, is a highly traumatized, institution. A lot of people, a lot of damage was done. People are trying to recover from that. But also in the interim, the NPA needs to be actively empowering institutions like SARS, like the SIU, to take cases forward themselves, because the NPA cannot do this on its own. And I think it needs to acknowledge that.
So the one thing that we cannot shy away as the NPA management is that there was state capture in terms of the institution. And yes, Karen, I do accept that one would like more transparency about the investigations. Again, some of the things that happen internally, unfortunately, have to happen internally, exactly the same way, like I'm not giving you my recipe for Transnet and any other matter. But be rest assured that we are very alive to the fact that those individuals who are complicit need to be dealt with and will be dealt with. I cannot tell you how really horrid it was to be there. I was there. You get pushed from pillar to post. I mean, in a span of 6 months, one of the national directors moved me 4 times in the same building, just so that they could just get me out so that I didn't have access to work. And it says, my space. I came to the NPA to do what I needed to do. And that is the attitude of the current management. It is good to have new executives. It is good to have a new national director. And it is great that the NPA has a new strategy and a new outlook. I think we'll feel the remnants of state capture across the country in all of our government institutions, the NPA included, for quite some time. Because people like Karen and yourself and the other journalists will remind us of our failings and what we could have done and haven't done. But that is our reality, but that there is real change. There is a real mood change. In terms of the state capture matters with Transnet, what has happened in the ID space is the previous ID had the ID work divided into categories. So you had the state-owned enterprises, high-level public-private partnership, corruption, etc. So dealing with these matters means we've got competition. It's competition in the ID. So listen, the Transnet team can't get all the glory. So watch the space, because...
Is the ESCOM team catching up?
Oh, they're catching up, as are other teams. And it's really important, Minister, that we build that, not just that rationale, but we build that competitive attitude. And maybe then, Karen, you guys will see that change, because competition means we move in the way the country wants us to move. We're going to move faster, we've got to move smarter, and we've got to find ways of not holding ourselves back. And that is what we want to achieve.